One of the most common questions that I get asked is whether I would rather live in town where I can go to a public school and I can have a bunch of friends around me, or if I'd rather live out here. And I would definitely rather live out here. Hi, I'm Maddi Borland. Sorry. My favorite part about living on the ranch has got to be being in the open space, still having neighbors around you, still having some friends in the area, but being able to have a bunch of animals and let guests and people who don't get to experience this every day come out and experience it for a week, or even if it's just a couple of days, and to let them be able to hold the animals. Or we've had a lot of kids come who maybe really want a dog but for some reason can't have one, so they can come and they can play with Faith and they can really get to experience the things that they would love to experience. My favorite Bible verse is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him and He will direct your paths. And I think this verse is really encouraging to me because it just reminds me to go throughout my day with an open mind and to just really pay attention to the different paths that the Lord is trying to lead me on, and just to be very open and being able to take in the moment. One of the most encouraging sayings that my dad says, you can either please all of the people some of the time, or some of the people all of the time, but you can never please all of the people all of the time. And that's encouraging to me because if I am doing something or I'm really passionate about something and then some other people, aren't quite as into it as I am, I can know that it's not just that what I'm doing isn't interesting, it's just that that's not what they're into. So living on the ranch has taught me a lot, but especially with being patient with the animals and with the guests that come through. And I really enjoy teaching guests about the animals, the different kinds of animals, what they can and can't eat, what their exercise is like, and then also letting them experience riding the horses or walking the pigs or feeding the chickens or rabbits or anything. I love being around people. If I could, I would be around all people all the time, every day. Some of my roles on the ranch are feeding kind of the random little chickens, bunnies, and chinchillas throughout the barn. I help clean all of the animal pens and make sure that they're all well taken care of, especially in the summertime when the rabbits or the pigs are struggling with the heat. I go out there every 2 to 4 hours, depending on how hot it is, to make sure they're all doing well. My favorite chore on the ranch is probably exercising the horses. Between groups of guests, especially in the wintertime when we have less guests, the horses get kind of a break, and then through the spring we have to bring them back into work. So every day we'll ride 2 or 3 horses, and then we have my young horse Willie, who I'm consistently training, and eventually, hopefully, I'm going to be able to ride him out on the trails with guests. I really enjoy doing dressage. And so that's a type of riding where, depending on what level you're at, you're given a test and you complete it with different movements. So I have taken in 2 ponies from people in this area, One of them was a pony that just hadn't been ridden in a while, and then I got a pony, Tonka, who was bucking everybody off at his riding school. So I had him for about a year and a half, and that was a great learning experience. He was very, very fancy, very well trained when he wasn't bucking. And so I got the opportunity to take him to the county fairs, and he did very well. And that was so much fun, and now he has found a forever home. And so that kind of opened my eyes to the dressage side of thing. It's kind of an interesting concept because you're doing so much, but you're matching your horse's movement to the amount where it looks like you're not doing anything. But you can't just be a great dressage rider riding a horse, and you can't just have a really fancy horse that you're riding and win. You have to be a very good rider, and you have to have a horse that loves to do it and that's really interested in learning. So Willie loves to learn, and he's the horse that I'm training right now for dressage. He is amazing. He tries such odd things. And so I'll ask for the most simple thing, like for him to go forward when I was first training him. And he would try going sideways, he'd try going backwards, he'd try turning around, and he's just odd. If I had to be stuck on the ranch with one person, it would probably be my mom, because she really helps me with my dressage, and she's also interested in the horses, and I really enjoy. She has a project horse, Alfie, and my project horse is Willie, and so we go out every day and we ride together and we practice together, and so that's been really fun. I'm not exactly sure what I want to be when I grow up, but I definitely know that I want to continue riding dressage. That's a really big passion of mine. I'd like to go to shows. I'd also like to be a vet. I love helping out animals that are in need of care.